For the Unit 7 review, the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and do cross products. So 2 times the quantity of x plus 5, and 3 times 4 is 12. Just simply solve the equation. Subtract 10. So x is 1. In number 2, it says there are 42 students in study hall. 24 students are boys. Write the ratio of girls to boys. So we know it's going to be boys at the bottom. To figure out the girls, we just subtract 42 and 24. And that is 18. And then 18 divided by 24, that would be reduced by 6. So 6 can go in there 3, 6 can go in there 4, so it would be 3/4. So letter C. In number 3, about 50 of every 250 apples at the Westside Apple Orchard are rotten. If 6,500 apples were picked in 1 week, about how many apples were rotten? So I'm going to go rotten apples over the total amount of apples. And since I don't know the rotten amount of apples, I do x over the amount picked. And then I can cross multiply that. And if I divide by 250, we get 1,300. So that would be 1,300 rotten apples. Alright, number 4 and number 5 are extended ratio problems. Okay, so the ratio of the measures of 2 complementary angles is 7 to 8. So we know that complementary would be 90 degrees. So I'm going to say 7x plus 8x equals 90. I'm going to add like terms. We get 15x. X is now 6. Okay, so now, because we have to know the angle measures, we need to plug the 6 back into 7x and 8x. So 7 and 8 give me 42 and 48 degrees. So x is 6, and then we have these 2 measurements. For number 5, the lengths of the sides of a triangle are in the extended ratio 3, 4, 5. The perimeter of the triangle is 84. What is the length of each side of the triangle? So because we're talking about perimeter, that's the amount of sides around, like adding all the sides around the triangle, we would say 3x plus 4x plus 5x. And I just took that from the ratio, and I'm going to equal it to the perimeter, 84. This becomes 12x equals 84, and x is 7. But now I need to plug 7 into each expression. So 21, 28, and 35. And it says up here that it was 84 inches, so that means that all of these are inches. Okay. In number 6, it says a flagpole casts a shadow that is 32 feet long. At the same time, a stick that is 3 feet tall casts a shadow of 6 feet. How tall is the flagpole? So the flagpole is your x value. And I'm going to go 3 over x equals 6 over 32. So if I multiply, we get 96, and if we divide, we get 16. So x is 16 feet. In numbers 7 through 11, we use the 2 triangles here. So it tells you that triangles ABC are similar to triangle DEF. Okay, similar meaning the same angle measurements, proportional sides. So what is the scale factor in lowest terms? We're going to go small triangle to big triangle. So 4 to 8, and that reduces to 1/2. You could have that written as 1/2, 1:2, or 1 to 2. It says then find the value of x. So I go back to the scale factor of 1/2, and then my x would be over 14. And if I cross product and solve, we get 7. Okay, I'm going to label that 7 over here for x. Y, I'm going to also use 1/2. But for y, I've got 12 over y. So 1y equals 24. So y is 24. Again, label it over here. Okay, and then number 10, find the measure of angle B. So I said earlier that the angles were congruent. So if this is 95, so is this one. If this is 30, so is this. And so 95 and 30, if I add those together and subtract from 180, we get that this is 55 degrees, which means that angle E, this equals 55 degrees. So I would say 7c minus 1 equals 55. So C is 8.